Alright guys, so this video is to get you ready for your Algebra 1 test. So right now I'm looking at the green review sheet and we're going to go through how to solve equations. So we're going to use our acronym Don't Cry My Dear, remembering the D and don't reminds me to always distribute first. So if you have parentheses, you're going to multiply. The C for cry reminds me to combine. I usually tell y'all if it's on the same side, put it in a box, all the like terms, and add them up. The M in my reminds me to move. You're going to move your ones to the right, your x's to the left, and you always move by using addition or subtraction. Your last step is always the D and dear reminding me to divide. And then lastly, if all your letters cancel and it's false, we write no solution. If it's true, we're going to write all real. All right, so here we go. So problem number 1, the very first thing I see is I do see parentheses, so I have to go do step 1. Step 1 says you're going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 2. 1/2 times 2 is 1y. You can use your Desmos if you don't know. 1/2 times a -4 is going to give me a -2. This 1/4 y is not in the parentheses, so I'm just going to bring it down. Okay, so that is everything on the left side. Now I'm going to go focus on the right side. You see parentheses again, so I'm going to start off the same way. 1/3 times 3, you can use your Desmos, is 1y. 1/3 times 9 is a +3. Again, same thing. This is not in the parentheses, so I just bring down my 1/6y. So that's step 1. That's our distribute. Okay, step 2 is if you have like terms, meaning y's with y's or ones with ones, you're going to put them on a box. But they have to be on the same side. So on the left, I have a 1y and I have a 1/4 y. So I'm going to add those together. So again, if you need your Desmos, you're going to use your Desmos. So I'm going to go type in 1 plus 1/4, and I'm going to make it into a fraction, and we find out that I should have 5/4. So over here I'm going to have 5/4 y. I'm going to bring down my -2. Now I'm going to come over here to the right, and we're going to do the same thing. I have a 1y and a -1/6y. So I'm going to go add those. So 1y plus -1/6y, and it's 5/6. So I've got 5/6y, and I'm going to bring down my +3. So we did the distribute, and we did the combine. Now we're going to go move, and I want to move my x's to the left and my ones to the right. So I'm going to move this 1 right here to the other side. So how do you move a -2? Well, with a +2. So we're going to 0 these 2's out. Then I'm going to come over here. So I have 5/4y equals 5/6y. 3 plus 2 is 5. So I moved my ones to the right. Now I'm going to move my x's, or in this case my y's, to the left. So this guy right here, it's got to go. So how do you get rid of a +5/6? The -5/6. We're going to minus 5/6. Okay, so I'm going to go 0 these out. So I'm going to go type in 5/4 minus 5/6. So we're going to have 5/4. And then I'm going to have minus 5/6. And that's obviously not okay. So we're going to reduce that, and that's going to give me, I'm going to come over here because I ran out of room, 5/12y equals 5. Okay, my last step that we talked about is always division. So I'm going to be dividing both sides by 5/12. So divided by 5/12, divided by 5/12. So that's what I'm going to type in. I'm going to type in 5 divided by 5/12. So 5 divided by 5/12. And we find out the answer is 12. Okay, that's number 1. You will have something very similar to this, so you really have to understand the process. Okay, now we're going to go look at number 2. On number 2, let me move this Desmos out of the way. On number 2, they've done all the work for me, and the student did everything correctly, and we'll notice that the x's 0 out on both sides, and all I'm left with is 5 equals -3. When this happens, when all your variables go away, you ask yourself, is the statement above true or false? Does 5 equal -3? No, it doesn't, so it's false. Because it's false, we know that we're going to pick the answer, no solution. Okay, we're going to go try again. Now that we've done 2 of them, what I would suggest is that you pause the video, you try to do 3 and 4 without me, and then you come back. All right, so number 3. Hopefully you've already tried it. So I see my steps over here again, so I'm going to keep using my steps. It says the first thing I'm going to do is if I have parentheses, I'm going to distribute. So I do see parentheses. So I'm going to go multiply everything in this parenthesis by -2. So I'm going to bring my 7x down. So this just comes down. -2 times x is -2x. -2 times -9 is a positive 18. Be very careful of your signs. Over here on the right hand side, I'm multiplying this parenthesis by -8. I'm just going to bring the 4 down. It's not the one right in front of the parenthesis. -8 times x is -8x. -8 times 2 is -16. Okay, step 1 is done. I did all my parentheses. Step 2, I'm going to combine stuff and put it in a box. So on the left, I have a 7x and a -2x. These are both x's. So 7 plus -2 is going to give me 5x. I'm going to bring down my plus 18. Now over here on the right hand side, I have a positive 4, an 8x, and a 16. The 4 and the 16, neither one of those have a letter, so those are my ones. Those are like terms. So 4 plus -16 is -12, and then I bring down the minus 8x. So I did my distribute, I did my combine. Now I'm going to move. I'm going to move all the ones to the right. So this 18 needs to go to the other side. So I'm going to minus 18, I'm going to 0 it out. So 5x equals -12 minus 18 is -30. Use your Desmos if you're not sure. And then I'm going to bring down my -8x. Now I have to move my x's to the left. So this x right here has to go. So plus 8x plus 8x. 5 plus 8 is 13x. Those zeroed out, and I have -30. Alright, so all my x's are on the left, all my ones are on the right. My last step is to divide. So I'm going to divide by 13. I'm going to go type that in my calculator. 30 divided by 13, and we're going to see that I get this nasty decimal. Ooh, negative. I get this nasty decimal, so I'm going to change it back to a fraction. So my answer is going to stay -30 over 13. Okay, let's go look at number 4. Number 4 says Taylor is solving the equation below. Blah, 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 blah. If she wanted to rewrite the first equation without any fractions, what should she multiply both sides of the equation by? So if you wanted to solve this problem without your fancy Desmos and you wanted to get rid of the fractions, what you would do is you would multiply by the common denominator. To find the common denominator, you're going to circle both your denominators, and all you have to do is multiply them. So what is 7 times 2? So your common denominator is 14. If you wanted to, you could multiply everything by 14 and the fractions would poof disappear. Okay. Let's go look at number 5. On number 5, it says a student worked the inequality showing the steps below. Which statement is correct? So I need to go through and see if all their steps were correct and find the mistake. So step 1, again, I've got my parentheses. So step 1 is to go multiply. So 6 times 8 is 48. That's correct. 6 times -3 is -18. So far so good. -2 times 3 is -6. -2 times 6 is -12. So this whole first step was done correctly. There's nothing to combine because these are not like terms, these are not like terms. So now I'm going to move. I'm going to move the ones to the right. So this positive 18 needs to go away. To get rid of a positive 18, we're going to, positive 48, we're going to minus 48. So I'm going to minus 48 over here, and I'm going to minus 48 right there. These two 48s are going to cancel. So I'm going to bring down my -18y. And then I'm going to go type in -48 minus 6. -48 minus 6. Oops, I didn't type it. Thought about it. -48 minus 6. And we get -54. That's exactly what they got. and they brought down their minus 12. So that step is also correct. So no mistakes so far. Now I need to move my x's to the left, so I got to move that 12 in. So how would you move a negative 12 in? By adding 12 in. So those would cancel. 12 in and negative 18 in is going to give me negative 6, so that part's right. The last step is divide by negative 6. If you divide by a negative, you have to remember to flip the inequality. And negative 54 divided by negative 6 is in fact 9. Oh, I flipped it the wrong way. Okay, so there were no errors in this problem. They did it all correctly. All right, number 6. This is a literal equation. There was a typo. We want to make this right here a minus. And they want me to solve this equation for the letter h. I can tell that's what they want because they all say h equals. So what we're going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the equation around so that the h is already on the left-hand side, because y'all seem to like it better like that. Okay, so I'm solving for h, so I'm going to isolate, and I need to move the CW to the other side. So how do you move a positive CW? By zeroing it out with a minus CW. So we're going to isolate. We just did the whole other side thing. And now, since these are not like terms, we're going to write them side by side. So these zeroed out. So 212h equals p minus CW. So we isolate other side, side by side, and now I'm going to divide. And I'm going to divide everything by 212. So 212 divided by 212 is 1. So I have 1h is equal to p minus CW over 212. That matches letter A. All right, so look at 7. Again, we're following these same steps. Nothing changes. So I'm going to distribute and get rid of the parentheses. What usually got most of y'all today in class on this problem is you're not going to multiply by 9. The 9 is not touching the parentheses. This negative 1 is. You're going to multiply everything in the parentheses by negative 1. So you're going to bring down the 9a. Negative 1 times a is negative 1a. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And I'm going to bring down my greater than a plus 19. Okay, I did my distribute. Now I'm going to go do my combine. On the left-hand side, I have 2 a's, so I'm going to put them in a box. Now I'm going to add them. 9a plus negative 1 is 8a. And I'm going to bring down my minus 2 and my a plus 19. Okay, so I did my combine. I've done my distribute. Now we're going to move. I'm going to move my 1's to the right. So I'm going to move this negative 2 to the right. So how do you move a negative 2? By plussing 2. Okay, so these are going to zero out right here. Zero out. And I have 8a is greater than a, and then I've got 19 plus 2. And 19 plus 2 is 21. So I move my 1's to the right, now I move my x's to the left. So how do I move a positive 1a with a negative 1a? These zero out. 8 take away 1 is 7. Is greater than 21. And the last thing I have to do, like always, is divide. So a is greater than 3. Okay, they also wanted me to graph it. So I need to put 0 on my number line and my boundary point 3. There's no line underneath, so open circle, and I'm going to do an arrow to the right. Okay, last one on the front. Okay, if you're looking at this problem, they wanted me to solve for w, and I know they want me to solve for w because these all say w equals. So first step, get rid of those parentheses, still following the same rules. So 2 times L is 2L. 2 times W is 2W. The P is not in parentheses, so it doesn't get multiplied. Okay, we're solving for W, so I'm going to go isolate, and I'm going to move the 2L to the other side, minus 2L. So isolate, other side, I'm going to go write the rest of it side by side, P minus 2L, and then we're going to divide everything by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1, that's a 1p, divided by 2 is 1/2. Negative 2 divided by positive 2 is negative 1. So which of these answer choices has a 1/2 p minus 1l? Nope. Maybe. Nope. Let's go see. 1/2 l minus, oh, they didn't write the 1. Yep, that's it. Okay, so this is the video for the front. This is the video for 1 through 8. Alright, so this is the video for the back of the review sheet. Now we're going to do 9 through 16. So number 9, it says dimensions of two rectangles are shown below. If both rectangles have the same area, alright, first thing you have to know is how to find area. Area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the width, or some people say area equals base times height. Both are fine. So if I wanted to find the area of this rectangle, it would be 10 times 5 plus 2x. And it says these areas have the same area, so I'm going to make them equal. So this is the area for the small one. Now we're going to go find the area for this rectangle. So again, I'm going to start off the same way as 30 times, well, before I can write this down, I need to simplify this. So what is half of 4x? Well, half of 4 is 2. What is half of negative 10? Well, that is negative 5. So what I want in here is 2x minus 5. Okay, now we're going to use the same thing that we were using earlier to solve it. I'm going to start by multiplying and distributing. So I'm going to do 10 times 5, and then I'm going to do 10 times 2. So 50 plus 20x, and on the other side I'm going to multiply 60x and negative 150. Okay, there's nothing to combine because this is an x and this is not. This is an x and this is not. So nothing on the same side can be in a box. So now I'm going to move. I'm going to move the ones to the right. So this 50, I'm going to move it by doing a minus 50 on both sides. These 0 out. 20x equals 60x. Negative 150 and negative 50 is negative 200. Use your Desmos if you're not sure. Now I'm going to move the x's to the left. So this x right here has to go. So minus 60x on both sides. 20 take away 60 would give me negative 40x equals these 0 out. Negative 200. And then my last step is to divide, and negative 200 divided by negative 40 is 5. Again, this test is going to require that you really know how to do this stuff. You're going to have to be able to come in here and just do it. You're not going to have a lot of time to go, oh, what do I do next? Make sure you know how to do these steps. Practice, practice, practice. All right, number 10. Again, if you haven't paused the video and tried it by yourself, you probably want to. Following the exact same steps that we've been doing, which you are getting much better at this. Parentheses first, so I'm going to multiply everything in this parenthesis by negative 2. So I get negative 6x. A negative times a negative is going to give me a positive 16. And then this 4 is just going to bring on down. Okay, it's greater than x plus 6. So I did my distribute. Now we're going to put things in a box that are the same. These are both 1s, and neither one of them have an x. These are 16 1s and 14 1s. So negative 6x, and that adds up to 20. It's greater than x plus 6. Now I'm going to move the 1s to the right. So I'm going to minus 20. How do you get rid of a positive 20? By minusing 20. So minus 20, minus 20. These 0 out, so negative 6x is greater than x minus 14. 6 take away 20 is negative 14. Now I'm going to move my x's to the left, so I have to get rid of this one. So a positive x, I need a negative x on both sides. Negative 6 and negative 1 is negative 7x is greater than negative 14. The last step is divide. Ding, 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 ding. I'm dividing by a negative, so I'm going to remember to flip my sign. Negative 4 divided by negative 7 is a positive 2. The answer was A. Okay, almost done, guys. Again, pause the video if you haven't tried 11 yet and see if you can do it without me. All right, you should be getting good at these parentheses by now. So we're going to do 1/3 times 27 and get 9. Don't forget that that's the x. 1/3 times 9 is 3. It's greater than equal to 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 3 is negative 18, and then I'm going to bring down my plus 3. Over here on the right hand side, I have two numbers I need to combine. So I have 9x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 6x. Negative 18 plus 3 is negative 15. Okay, so we did the distribute, we did the combine, now let's go do our move. We're going to move the ones to the right. So I'm going to minus 3. These are going to zero out. I'm going to have 9x is greater than or equal to 6x. Negative 15 and negative 3 is going to give me negative 18. And I'm going to move my x's to the left. So I'm going to minus 6x to move this guy over here. I'm going to get 3x is greater than or equal to, these zero out, negative 18. And now we're going to divide. This is not a negative number, so there is no flipping. So x is greater than or equal to, negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6. Alright, so I know I want my answer on a negative 6, so these aren't it. I'll notice that this has a closed in circle because there's a line underneath, so I went letter D. Okay, almost done. Number 12, we're solving for y. This shouldn't be here. So if I'm going to solve this for y, we're going to isolate, and I'm going to move this x to the other side. So 3y equals negative 4x plus 9. Isolate, other side, side by side, and then we're going to divide. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Negative 4 divided by 3 stays negative 4/3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Choice C. Okay, this last section is review to make sure you still remember how to find slopes and y-intercepts and m's and b's. So in order to find the m, you need 2 points. So one pretty point is right here on the y, and the next pretty point is down here at negative 1, negative 1. So what we've told y'all how to do, we've told y'all a couple ways to do this. One is you can count the rise over the run. You can also put these points in your Desmos and get your slope. It really doesn't matter how you do it. I'll show you both. So if you're using your Desmos, once you have 2 points, you do plus sign table, and you go type in the point. So we have negative 1, negative 1, and then we have 0, 3, and you click that little dude up here, and it's going to tell you, we're going to go export it. Export. And it's going to tell you what your m and your b both are. So it tells me right here, my m is 4, my b is 3. M is 4, b is 3. Okay, or you could also count rise over run. We went up 1, 2, 3, 4, so my rise was 4, and I went right 1, so 4 over 1 is equal to 4. It's another way to do it. Really up to you, it doesn't matter to us. Number 14 is asking you for the 0. You have to remember 0 means x-intercept. This is my x-axis right here. So I'm wanting to know, where does this line right here touch the x? It touches the x right there at 1, 2, negative 3. Okay. Number 15, it's reviewing function notation. So when we do this problem, we go type this in our Desmos. So that's what I'm going to go do. So let me go delete all, and I'm going to type in f of x equals 2x minus 8. And then we're going to go to the second row, and we're going to remember right here it says find f of 2. And if it's inside, it's the x. So since it's the x, I go to my next row and I type in x equals 2. And my goal is to find out where these two lines touch. So when x is 2, my y is negative 4. Alright, almost done. Last problem. It says write an equation of a line with a slope of undefined that goes to the point 2, 12. Anytime you see a slope question with the word undefined or 0, we need slope guy. So I'm going to draw slope guy right here. So we have a positive slope, a negative slope, an undefined slope, and a 0 slope. So here's slope guy. So this equation says undefined. So I'm looking at slope guy and I'm looking for the u for undefined, which is right here. So when a line is undefined slope, we have an x equals equation. And what does x equal right here at that ordered pair? It equals 2. X equals 2 is your answer. Okay. The second part wants a 0 slope. We'll see these little dimples right here remind me this is my 0, which means I want the letter y. All right, y equals, and what is the y at this point? Y equals 7. All right, and that concludes the videos for this test. Good luck. I hope you study.